Hey guys, what's up? So, about a month ago, I did an unboxing of this guitar that was sent to me from Firefly. And in that video, which I'll link up here somewhere, I said that I was going to turn this into the ultimate Doom project machine. And I showed that I had already installed the Seymour Duncan Slug pickup into the bridge. And since that video, I made the executive decision that I was going to just go ahead and black out all the hardware, black out all the screw pieces, and put on some locking tuners that were all blacked out. Now, luckily, I already had, the screws laying around. I had some black knobs laying around, everything that I would have to do. I even had these Guyker tuners that I had on hand, and I went ahead and I put some keystone-shaped buttons on these Guyker tuners. But I was missing a couple of pieces, including a bridge and a hardtail, a stop tailpiece here. So these are still silver. So here's what the guitar looked like before. And here's what it looks like now, just missing the black bridge and tailpiece. Still silver. So I reached out to Guyker, and they went ahead and they sent me some pieces. Guyker, here's the little baggies they come in. I did a video installing tuners before. Well, today I have a brand new TP6 style stop bar tailpiece right here with the fine tuning adjustments. We're gonna see what this is all about. And then they also sent me this black 14-inch radius roller bridge that I'm going to swap out, put together, and then I'll finally complete what is the ultimate Doom Machine project. So let me go ahead. I'm going to get these installed, and then we'll come back and we'll see how they look. All right, guys, so I got the new hardware installed. Got the TP6 style tailpiece, got the roller bridge, everything strung up. A couple things to note. It looks pretty cool. I like this all black thing going on. But a couple things to note here. With this TP6 style bridge, if you have a thicker string, this is like a 62 gauge, and you want to use this type of tailpiece, you might have to finesse the ball end into the slot a little bit. I had to kind of push down on it with a flathead screwdriver. Anything thicker than this, you might have to do a little filing because it's not really built to handle these heavy strings quite. But I made it work. It's tuned up. It sounds great. The way I like to set these up, and if you've never seen one of these, basically you have all these little micro adjustment things that you can put here. These little screws that allow you to intonate, or not intonate, but tune up your guitar with micro adjustments. There's a little lever underneath the tailpiece, and these little screws that push down and add tension. What I do is I keep this completely fully screwed down, full tension, string it up, tune it up with the tuning pegs, get it to pitch, and then I like to pick out one of the strings, usually the 5th string because it has a little bit more tension than the low 6th string. And then I'll unscrew it all the way to see kind of how much play I have between where it was and where it ends up. And it turns out this particular bridge gives you almost 4 whole steps of difference between fully tightened down and fully loosened. So 4 whole steps, that's a good range. From that point on, I just set everything kind of in the middle to where I get about, 2 whole steps higher or 2 whole steps lower, depending on where I want to go with it, just so I have that little bit of play to make my fine-tuned adjustments. Now, the roller bridge is really cool. I like the aesthetic here. I like how smooth it is. One of the other advantages of this particular stop tailpiece, this thing, you're never going to touch the back of the bridge with this tailpiece because the strings are elevated. It actually gives kind of a little bit of a looser, slinkier feel to the strings. I kind of like that. Beyond that, with this guitar and the work that I put into it, one of the big changes I made with this guitar is I took the strap button off the back and I moved it to the horn. If you've ever played one of these guitars, you'll know that the neck dive on one of these can be pretty atrocious. If you move your strap button to the horn, it'll alleviate a lot of that. If you don't like a hole in the back of your thing, or in the back of your guitar, just screw in a little black screw just to cover it up. To me, it looks fine. And beyond that, You know, I got these from Guyker. They're really nice pieces, and I think they really fit the aesthetic of the guitar I was going for. I have the Seymour Duncan Slug pickup in here. One other thing I did was I took the stock pickup out, and I had a LTD LH105 neck pickup sitting around with a black cover already. So I just threw that in here because I just wanted the all black thing. And, you know, I made a couple more changes. I took the poker chip off just because I think it kind of clashed with the aesthetic. And I swapped out the input jack nut for a black one. I could have taken another step further and put a black toggle switch on here. That's up to you. The other thing you could do is get an all black pick guard. I just went with the black screws. So anyway, that's what I did to this guitar. I think it looks cool. You know, I think it has a really mean, cool looking aesthetic to it. And so I'm gonna go plug it into an amp and we'll listen to the Slug pickup in this, what I'm calling the ultimate doom machine of a baritone. All right, guys, so I'm over here. I'm plugged into my amp. I have it into my EV8 Stealth right now. I have my whole smattering here of all the different boost pedals that I use. And I'm just going to focus on the bridge pickup right now. And this is the clean tone that I got coming out of my Mesa oversized 4x12. Now the Slug is a very hot pickup, but it cleans up pretty well, I think. I think it has pretty good clean tone. If I push the gain on the clean channel a little bit, you can get it to dirty up pretty well. For some reason in this guitar, the resistance is a little bit lower than it was in my LTD that only had the single volume pot. I think these volume pots might be a little bit under resisted. They're not quite 500K probably. I didn't really check them, but when I checked the output on this, instead of being around 48K, it's closer to like 43 with this wiring setup going on. But either way, it's still a loud hit you in the face pickup. The neck pickup, you know, just because I wanted the black covered pickup, sounds pretty good. When you blend them, they get like a really soft, like the way they cut each other's resistance is this really soft, nice, just pillowy tone. I know for a fact they're not like out of phase or anything because I checked that. I wired them initially and they were out of phase, had this really honky kind of almost like telephone-like quality to them. I know they're in phase, but the way they cancel out some of the frequencies is still not cancel out. The way that they interact with each other is really interesting. So there's the middle. Here's the neck. Very loud, very boomy. And then the bridge is just... So, kind of an interesting mix here. So I'm going to go into the blue channel with some gain. And here's where the Slug really shines. just a saturated assault of tone. If I turn on any one of these boost pedals, I'll go with the Lick Layer Audio King in Yellow. Very nice boost. I could probably turn my gate up just a little bit. Now, one of the things that's cool about the Lick Layer King in Yellow, it has its own parallel effects loop. I can blend in this swollen pickle fuzz pedal that I have hooked up here, and I can get some really nasty. Gotta turn my gate up a little bit. Yeah, you get some really nasty tone. Turn my gate up a little bit more. I'm going to adjust some of the frequencies here. Let me see what I got there. That's just absurd. I'm going to switch back to something a little bit more normal. TS9 for more like the chuggy, newer stuff. You could get like a djenty tone out of this guitar too, even with this pickup. If I move over to like the SD-1 with a little bit less of that bass frequency. Really percussive. But for the sludgy, doomy stuff, you know, move on to channel 3 with the red channel here. See, it gave me an opportunity to kind of work with this these micro adjustment tuners. even the neck pickup's not bad. Either way, I just wanted to show you guys how I made this into my ultimate Doom baritone black tuners that I already had from, let's see if I can focus it on that. Gonna focus camera. It wants to focus on my face. Either way, black tuners that I had already got from Guyker that I replaced the buttons on. Guyker sent me this TP6. They sent me this roller bridge. So check them out. I'm gonna link in the description below where these products come from. Everything else I just kind of had on hand. Seymour Duncan Slug, you guys know it. You've seen it on my channel. It is an aggressive kick you in the balls pickup. So that's what I got for you guys today. I'll see you guys later.